Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am excited. It's a new day, and this morning I'm actually taking you on my favorite walk. So, this is my walk spot, and it's just so peaceful. Like, if I stop, if you listen, you hear the vehicles in the background, but you can hear the birds. Like, I just love doing that. But hey, so first of all, let me get into it. I know it's been a minute. I'm getting used to this social media thing, this YouTubing thing. These folks who snap out these videos, I figure it must be a full-time thing. Because as a mother, an employee, and a wife, I don't know how people do this thing and do it so frequently, but hey, I'm committed to trying because it's something that I've been led to do, I've been called to do. So first of all, let me get into it. I want to thank everybody who has been watching my videos, who has been subscribing. I appreciate it. Now I want you to go ahead and hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and encourage your friends to do the same. Now, I want to tell you, you'd remember in my last video, and if you've not seen it, you can just go back and watch it. They're not very long. But in my last video, I encouraged everybody to do some projects during the holiday season. Can I tell you, confession time, I did one. But I told you already which one I was going to work on for sure. So I did one. We did the collection for the children's home. Initially, when I started, to be honest, because I had started late, because I started like within 2-3 weeks of heading into the Christmas season, and I had not gotten to as many persons as I wanted to. I was a little bit skeptical because I thought it may not work, but can I tell you that my God showed up? Hey, listen. So in total, I had about 13 donors, which included a few couples or families. But I had in all 13 individual donors. And as I said initially starting, I never feel like it was going to gain traction enough to be as beneficial as I would have wanted it to be. But I am so pleased with the results. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be showing you some pictures of the stuff we collected. Man, listen. And already I have commitments for next year. Can I tell you? And that is what happens when you trust and when you are led and you follow the leading, when you know it's good leading. Because had I not done this, even though it may not have been as big as I wanted it to be, it has actually led to great things. So, I have commitments for next year, like good commitments too. So I'm excited. And as I said, I'm going to show you a little later on the stuff that we collected. And I must say a big thank you to all of those persons who donated, whether they made sure that they had some stuff for me from their little bickle, or they went ahead and bought stuff for the kids. But man, we were able to deliver clothes, food items. Food items wasn't as much as I wanted, but to God be the glory. We got some food items, clothes, quite a bit of clothes, and toiletries. And I am thankful and grateful to everybody who donated in whatever way, be it time, money, or kind. Alrighty, so that was a big success. Now, I wanna say also, because when I spoke to you last, we were in 2020. Everybody thinking it's the twilight year, not the twilight zone, no, but the twilight year. And now we stepped over into 2021. First thing, I give thanks that I'm here. I want to wish for you a happy, prosperous, fantastic, awesome, stress less as possible new year. I pray that this year for you will be the year that leads you to yourself, that you will discover the most about yourself so that you can have your most fulfilling and rewarding life experiences. So happy new year, everybody. Now, I, you know, whenever the new year approaches, people are inclined to get into these resolution habits. And when you get into the resolution habits, we tend to make goals that we say we want to accomplish. And we set up ourselves somewhat, because we tend to set these elaborate goals, and sometimes they're not even so elaborate, but we tend to set these goals, and in setting these goals we don't look at the reality of it. Morning. We don't look at the reality of it to say, is it possible? But, because, as humans, we tend to dream big, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with dreaming big. But guess what? You have to be realistic in your dreaming. And so if you take stock of the word realistic, the first four letters, R-E-A-L, real. So your goals must be real. There must be stuff that you can attain, stuff that you can get to. So my suggestion, start small. Start small. And then work your way up. So if you're inclined to set goals for the new year, which there's nothing wrong with it, don't make anybody make you feel like there's something wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Set your goals, but make them realistic, make them attainable, and try not to make it a yearly goal, but set it for months in advance. You can set those that are long term, but for the short term, set stuff in months that you can accomplish, that you can see the results and be encouraged. Because sometimes what it is that it's not that our goals are not attainable, it's not that we can't get to them, but you set it so far, so much time, that as the time passes, it allows a lot of room for discouragement to set in and all of that. So give yourself a fair amount of time and set small goals as well as the long-term ones, so that you can see the progress and be encouraged. More than that though, more than the goals that people tend to set and all of that, I want to spend a little bit of time encouraging you. All of my viewers, I want to encourage you. Count your blessings. And I can't help but say this. I've got to keep saying it. Count your blessings. Because guess what? Every time you think it's, and I know it sounds cliche because you'd have heard this a lot of times, or every time you think you have it bad, somebody has it worse than you. But guess what? Look at my walk. Oh my God, I just love walking this path. But yeah, every time you think you have it bad, somebody has it worse than you, and then there are those of us who are inclined to say, oh really? Well, me have it bad. Da-da-da. Which is true. And it's not fair to minimize anybody's pain, minimize anybody's level of how they are affected by the things that they are going through. And it's only fair that if you are enduring some stuff, that you acknowledge your pain and you deal with it. Guys, the sun's coming out. Ooh, look at that. It's coming out. Look at that silhouette. Bam, bam. Ooh, creation is so awesome. Now, acknowledge your pain, yes, but here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to dwell on it. Any of you know these things? In Jamaica, we call them coolie plums. And I love them, you see? But not everybody likes them or can tolerate them. But yeah, so acknowledge your stressors, acknowledge your pain, whatever you're going through, give credence to it and deal with it. That's the most important thing. Don't just acknowledge it and wallow in self-pity and I say, woe is me, I'm suffering so much. No, you have got to be bold about how you address the issues you have and deal with whatever you're facing. However, in all of that, my encouragement is that you count your blessings. Count your blessings. Some of you may ask, what blessings? May I lose people? I'm losing people that I love. I can't hold on a job. I lost my job. I'm suffering. Guess what? You're alive to tell the tale. There are others who have not made it. There are those who went right to the brink of 2020 to come over into 2021, and they did not make it. Blessing number one, you are alive, and as long as there's life in your body, as long as that breath continues to come and go, you have purpose. You have purpose, which means that you need to find your purpose and walk in it. Yes? You need to find your purpose and walk in it. And a part of purpose is accepting responsibility. Now, this is something that many persons find difficult to do. So while you're counting your blessings, count your blessings, you're alive, health. Yeah, you may not be the healthiest you could be, but you're healthy enough to stick around. You have food. Yeah, you ate dinner, breakfast maybe. You had something to eat. Clothes covering your body, so you're not naked. Forgive me if you're not seeing me as clearly as before, but the sun's coming out and I'm heading in the opposite direction. So, yeah, there you go. Right, so you have many, many things to be thankful for. But a part of all of this, a part of success, is accepting responsibility for you. See that right there? Yes, I can't control that. I can't stop the noise it's making. I can't move it out of the video. Yeah, I could pause it, but I did that deliberately. I let it slide deliberately, and I'll tell you why. Life is gonna come at you in different ways. It's gonna do different things. But guess what you can control? You control your steps, you control your choices, you control your direction. Yeah, people say time is the master of everything. It is, morning love. It is somewhat the master of everything. God is the master of everything and he controls time. But, listen, the choices you make actually determine your results. They do. And again, it may sound cliche, but guess what? It's true. It's true, the choices that you make. So you get up and you're wondering, all right, why is it that my finances not coming together as I want it to give me that lifestyle I think I should have? But are you making the choices? Are you accepting responsibility for your financial habits and doing what needs to be done to get you where you need to go? You're wondering, why is it that I can't have a solid relationship? Why is it that my relationships don't work? Are you doing the same things you always do and expecting different results? So guys, it's about accepting responsibility. And then you walk in your own truth. Nobody can walk in it for you. You have to walk into your own truth. Now, I had an interesting conversation with a friend of mine recently, and he was talking about the fact that he holds down several jobs and persons are often surprised and asking, how he does it. And he shared with me recently that he said to somebody, I don't do social media really. So the time you guys spend doing social media, I spend ensuring that I'm getting my jobs done. And to some it may sound like a little salty, but no, none at all. And I'll tell you why. It's true. I'm on social media. And yes, there's a place for it. But if some of us who have not yet achieved our goals and are not yet where we want to be in our lives would sit and evaluate the amount of time that we actually, in truth and in fact, spend on, it's not that you're using it to be beneficial to you in terms of getting you to your goals, but you're just lolling by. The time is just going by. Check it. Actually do it as an experiment. Check the time in a day. Check the time. There are settings that will allow you to see how much time you've spent on YouTube, how much time you've spent on those other platforms. Go ahead and check it. I'm not saying don't use social media. I'm saying be responsible with your usage. And as such, it means that you may have to spend less time in order to accomplish those things you want to accomplish. But guess what? Only you alone can decide that. Only you can tell what is best for you, no matter how somebody else is there pulling your strings and guiding you. And yes, you can accept advice from others, but at the end of the day, the responsibility is yours to act upon the advice, right? And so I want you to understand that what you see on social media, for the most part, this is my reality. It is. But it's not always this peaceful and quiet in my life. There are storms and there are days. Man, can I tell you? There are days. But understand that a lot of what you see on social media, most of what you see, it's edited. It's scripted for the camera. And so When these persons would have done, and that's why they have stuff called bloopers. It means that mistakes happen, stuff go in the video that shouldn't be in there, and they just cut it out and splice it out. So by the time you get it, it gets to perfection, and what you're seeing is perfection. But that's not life. Life come with the bloopers, and you gotta roll with it. You get the lime and the lemon, and you have to just make the lemonade. So the bad things come. Life doesn't work the way we expected it to. It could be the job, it could be the money, it could be relationship, it could be your kids. Listen, make lemonade. I call it limeade in my house when we use limes. Make your limeade, make your lemonade. Stop sitting and judging your success by other people's story, because their story is not yours. Your story is yours to tell, yours to live, yours to experience. So guess what? Walk in your truth. Your truth. Others' shoes can go on your foot sometimes if you have the same size, but guess what? You're not going to have the same style as everybody else. You're not going to have the same foot smell. So for that reason, you walk in your own shoes. Live your own reality. Be bold about it, but be realistic too. Guys, let me tell you something. I want to wish for you a fantastic 2021. You know what I want most of all for you in 2021? I want you to know yourself even better this year. Because someone who is self-aware, somebody who knows who they are, whose they are, what they're about, where they're heading, is a powerhouse to reckon with. Sometimes you look at others and you wonder, what's the difference between them and me? Why is he so successful and I'm not? Why is she so... Listen, I'm coming into my own, so don't get it twisted. I'm not there yet. But can I tell you that there is something mighty inside of me that's erupting, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to enjoy every bit of it because I am walking into me. At my age, and I won't tell you just yet, but at my age, listen, I have no choice but to walk into me. Walk into me. There is one me, and nobody can do me but me. So guys, I want to encourage you. Walk in your purpose. So I've paused a little bit. I've stopped from the walk. I've taken a little break, and I'm just stopping to close. Guys, let me tell you something. When you're tempted to complain, give thanks. I'm going to say it again. When you think you have it bad, others have it worse than you. Yes, acknowledge your pain, acknowledge what you're going through, but count your blessings too. Don't just wallow in the complaints, count your blessings. Walk in your purpose, because there's purpose on your life. You best be believing it. There is something out there that you've been created to accomplish, and your end doesn't come until you've accomplished it. So walk in your purpose. And listen, enjoying life is about being deliberate. Be deliberate about enjoying your life. This is the one that you're in currently. It's the one you know about. It's the one you're sure of. So why not make it your best? Make it your best. When the next one comes, we can deal with it in that one. So for this one, make it your best life. You alone can determine what your best life looks like. Social media can't. Your parents can't. Your children can't. Your spouse can't. Your friends can't. And if you find that you're defining yourself by all of those things and circumstances and persons, you need to reevaluate. Because at the end of the day, it means that your purpose would have been nullified because you're living according to somebody else's purpose. Guys, as you hear the birds and crickets, let it spring hope in you. They don't work like we do, but guess what? They're fed, they're clothed, prettier than some of us do. But it's a renewed call to purpose, to life. That fresh air. Man, listen, walk good. Until next time, live in your purpose. Walk in your truth. Set your goals, be realistic, and know that only you can do you. Blessings. Mwah. Hey everybody,
Night before delivery, still packing up, much to the dismay of the kids and the hubster. So they've gone and left me, but they did do their part. So just giving you a little idea of what it is that we did together. So we're starting down here. Didn't get a lot of food items, which was a little bit disappointing for me, but God has been good and I cannot complain. And then there's this. This is what we did together. I am so proud of you and I'm so grateful. So just to give you an idea of the stuff that we got. So you got the paste, soap, brushes, little snacks, rags, books, which you know for me is awesome, lots of books, Christmas lights, tissue, teddy bears, some toys. We're going to get some more toys tomorrow and a few more food items too, napkins and a lot of clothes for females. The boys didn't fare off too well, but next year will be greater, I'm sure. Thank you so, so much, and God bless you immensely. Mwah.